Hello and welcome back to Warsword Conquest, and Slythe is here slaughtering a bunch of opponents that are attempting to take my new town. Yes, indeed, we have been awarded this town. This is Nuln, by the way. And Mr. Critterslick was actually very generous. Very surprising, in fact. Did not really think that he would do this. And I've actually figured out a very cool area for me to stand in and actually murder loads of enemies. I've just been kind of standing here doing as best as I can to try to kill as many as possible, because here's the thing. We are actually in a situation where we're up against 1,100 troops. And I actually initially thought to myself, you know what? I'm probably going to fail here. This is probably going to be a huge failure, because we're up against the vampires. They've got some amazing troops, obviously, as you may know. You know, they've got these white people here, you know, the undead warriors or whatever they're called. I don't even know how to really explain them, but yeah, they've got those guys, and then they got the Hell Knights and the Blood Knights, and those guys are crazy, really, really strong. And yeah, so it's very daunting to have to, you know, defend against such an insane amount of people, and very, very strong ones as well. So I attempted to, you know, obviously attack from my standard position, which is over there by the Doom Bull, as you can see him on the screen right now. Usually over there on his right side. I'm usually going to be standing around that point, just attacking as best as I can. And I thought, you know what, this is actually not good enough. Yeah, it's actually not good enough. That is a subpar position for what I needed to do. And what I needed to do was do massive damage. I needed to do as much damage as I could to be able to sway the battle in our favor. We've only got 200 people here, by the way. I literally only have 200 people. So I need to make big impacts wherever I can. If I don't, I'm basically dead. There is nothing there's just nothing I can do about that. And you can see here that I'm basically making it so that the enemy is forced to come up the stairs, and they can't really, I mean, they can attack me. As you've seen, they've actually done some pretty big damage to me so far, which is quite surprising. I'm actually going to take my last healing potion. I really didn't want to do that, but I kind of have to. I'm not entirely sure. The enemy is shooting me from behind me. Right. Well, that's obviously a bit of a problem, isn't it? Because here's the thing. I still have another 300 units to eliminate. And we've lost 100. We've lost 100. So, technically, according to the ratio, we should be absolutely fine. Unfortunately, my Doom Bull has just been eliminated, as you can see right there. So, I'm a little bit worried about this. And the best thing I can do is literally just continue slaughtering as much as possible. But the problem is, I don't know whether I'm going to be able to sustain my own self until that time, because you can see here, you know, you see exactly what's happening. I have 0 healing potions remaining, and, well, I can just hope that my ward save is going to come in handy here. I hope that my dodge is going to come in handy and actually protect me long enough for me to be able to slaughter the remaining forces that I actually need to achieve victory. Unfortunately, it looks as though the enemy is actually focusing on me now. I'm not sure why that is. It's probably because I'm the closest enemy to them, I guess. And this is also the reason why I decided to come over here, because the AI has issues getting here to begin with. They actually can't get here unless it is by some, you know, freak of nature accident. There is no way for them to get here otherwise, unless they sneak around the side of the stairs here, which is possible for them. They can do that. As you can see, this Hell Knight is almost here, or the Blood Knight, or whoever it is. He's almost to me, but he's going to have to be very careful. And the AI is not very careful when it comes to maneuverability. They don't really care too much about, you know, that kind of stuff. So generally it's going to be a lot easier for me to manipulate where they stand and where we are and so on. Now, unfortunately, it looks as though I've actually come to a point where the enemy is now starting to focus on my ranged troops. I'm actually going to have to jump over here now. I'm taking way too much damage. This guy is coming in. Okay, wait a minute. Yeah, we're going to have to go back up there. And I'm going to have to be very, very careful. I'm actually wondering whether I should go upwards. Or whether I should just stay down here. I don't know. These guys are using clubs. Not a big fan of that. I'm pretty sure most of the high tier units have been eliminated. But this is all I can do. I can basically just do this and then just cross my fingers and hope that we're not really going to be facing anything too drastically difficult to kill. We're running, oh yeah, a bunch of people are running in now from Nuln's garrison. Obviously these are just Imperial recruits that we had randomly. I don't really think they're going to be that effective, unfortunately, but they're going to be decent-ish fodder. We've got some Hell Knights here as well for some reason. Not sure why they're here. And oh, I have my gun here. Gonna shoot this. Boom. There we go. Nice damage. I'm hopeful that I'll be able to. Wait a minute. How many do I have left? 40. Okay. We might still be okay. Don't interrupt me from reloading, please. Okay, he didn't. Okay, that's good. Very nice. And now I just need to continue fighting. And we can just hope that this is going to be a victory for us. I mean, it's going to be very, very difficult to maintain this. As you can see, these guys are literally just dodging me like no one's business because that's what they do, you know? They are designed to be some of the hardest units in the game just because they are the Vampire's premier units. You know, they are so good at what they do. Unfortunately, I only seem to have an Ogre or two remaining here, which is not very good. That's not going to be particularly powerful for me. And it's definitely going to be a cause for concern. Yeah, a bunch of vampires in this area too. Kill these guys, please. Kill that. There we go. Alright, that's fantastic. Kill that guy. Yes, nice. Okay. Now, if we can just eliminate this wave, I think we're actually going to be fine. But the problem is actually stemming the tide. Stemming the tide of these enemies coming in is a very difficult thing to do, especially when you only have random ranged troops remaining. As you can see, look at this. I mean, we've got a lot of ranged people ourselves, but they're not actually that effective, surprisingly enough. I'm not sure why it is, but it feels to me like Skaven gunners and things like that, they're not actually that accurate. Oh, there's only one enemy remaining. Okay. Well. That's actually pretty fantastic. I was not expecting that. Okay. The question is, where is he? Where is he? Look at the arrows! Look at the arrows! This is where they were attempting to shoot me. Look at that. They were literally attempting to shoot me so hard here that all the arrows are sticking in there. And as you can see, that's the reason why I was able to actually survive. Just because they were apparently unable to hit me most of the time, which is absolutely fantastic. Otherwise, I would have absolutely lost this. You'll see exactly how many troops I've killed on the casualty screen. Nagrat looks upset. Okay, no offense, Nagrat, but we shouldn't have won this. Look at how many kills I got. 480 kills. Literally. 480 kills. And I just gotta say, there's no way that I would have done this normally, but I just found that really good spot, and that allowed me to pretty much just murder as many as I wanted. But obviously the enemy has been forced to retreat. They were not defeated, by the way. They were not defeated. They are just outside. So I'm not entirely sure if it would be a good idea for me to launch an attack against them on the field. It might be a good idea. It very much depends. Unfortunately, there's basically no one here that I really badly want to recruit. Okay, I'm going to recruit these guys, even though I am not a big fan of them at all. I don't like mercenary units, usually ever. But I'm going to be doing this just so that I can put them in the garrison here, just for a couple of extra people. And we're just going to see what actually happens. Okay, so wait a second. Okay, so there's still this guy, and he has a significant amount of troops. How many people do I have? I have 42. Yeah, that's not really going to work, is it? Okay, we're going to have to wait here for some time. He said, I dislike when we lose so many troops, I assume. Alright, so we have 67 troops available for battle, and he is attacking with 180 or something like that. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to very quickly go over here, and I'm going to jump over, and then we're just going to shoot some more. There we go, kill those guys. And then I'm just going to literally bring out my two-handed and go to town. And hopefully we're going to be able to do something nice here. Now, bear in mind that getting over here is actually pretty risky, because obviously if you do this while the enemy is, you know, right there, you're gonna, well, inevitably take some damage. And I obviously took damage as well when I was initially doing this, because I actually had to fight my way through the enemies. Because I actually didn't do this before the enemy arrived, I did this after the enemy had arrived, because I was looking for a way to try and achieve victory. Because this was looking like a, well, a huge defeat, and I turned it around. That was literally the only reason why I was able to even achieve victory here, so that makes a huge difference. We do have a Doom Bull, so that's actually really nice. I'm not sure how effective the Doom Bull's going to be, because let's face it, he's probably very low in HP. But who knows? Maybe he's going to do a good job. Maybe he'll do a good job. But I'm pretty happy with my positioning right now. One thing I'm not happy about is that I wasn't able to reload my weapon. And the fact that they've still got Hell Knights is also really bad, by the way. This guy right here needs to die. There we go. No, Blood Knight, whatever. You know, same difference basically. But yeah, those guys really need to get out of the way. They need to go away very, very fast. They are super, super powerful. Okay, so we've got some Poison Wind Globadier kills coming in here as well, which is really nice actually to see. Usually, I'm not seeing very much of those, which is actually quite sad. You'd expect them to do a lot more damage, but they don't. Ah, yeah, there we go. Yeah, they've got a Necromancer as well, by the way. The Lord Necromancer is doing so much damage, and you can see exactly the reason why. If I die here, by the way, this is gonna be a fail. This is gonna be a fail, so I cannot die. That is basically what it comes down to right here. Let me see, how many have I killed? Oh, we're actually fine. There's only 31 remaining. Okay, I'm gonna jump. Get out of there. Okay, whew, let's go. Okay, there's actually a Lich. A Lich. Oh no, you literally buffed them. You see that? He actually buffed his troops at the end there. And that's really bad. Where's the Lich? I don't know where the Lich actually is. That's a huge issue, and you can see here that my forces, we only have 18 troops remaining. Oh, that is so bad. Okay, you know what? I'm actually going to retreat, and I'm thinking that maybe we're still going to be okay, because the enemy has been forced to retreat once again, and they're running away. Yeah, what? What? You... What? Oh. Wow, okay, I don't know. I don't know what to say, okay? I have no idea what to say. That's a new one, isn't it? Usually I am full of words. Let's just say that, yes. Usually I'm full of words. If words were, you know, well, I don't even know what, if they were what. I don't know, but yeah, there you go. Alright, if I was full of words, well, there you go. I'm no longer full of words, which is very interesting. Okay, so I have 26. Okay, yeah, let's go in. Let's go in and see what we can do. This is okay, I'm going to say it, okay? This is actually really, really cheap, all right? I'm actually kind of annoyed, okay? I'm actually kind of annoyed. Maybe not so much, because let's face it, I wasn't actually capable, or should we say, Slythe was not actually capable of going into the siege, because he was too weak. He only had, you know, 5% HP or something like that. However, I feel like I should have had the opportunity to maybe decide on what I wanted to do. For example, I could have called for a meeting. I could have... Well, I don't even know whether that would have made any difference. It probably wouldn't have made any difference. I could have, you know, done something else, like told my soldiers to, you know, go in for the auto-resolve, which probably would have resulted in a failure anyway. So, I don't know, maybe it's a good... I don't know. Maybe it's a blessing in disguise Let's just say that. Maybe it's a blessing in disguise and then it's all good. However, the Lich is the main reason why we failed there, and I'm actually really irritated by that fact. I was so incredibly pleased that we had done so much damage. I literally gained, in this series of sieges alone, I think I gained like what? 600 kills total out of the possible 1200 or something like that, and I feel like I've definitely earned my right to you know, defend this thing and actually manage to, I mean, look at how much damage the Lich is actually doing right here. I need to kill this guy. I need to kill this guy so badly. I'm gonna bring up my my blunderbuss here and just absolutely murder these guys. There we go. Was that good enough? Was that good enough? No, I don't think so. I don't think so. I think I need more. I think I need more damage. I need more damage. Okay, so let me just see what I can do here. I'm gonna have to murder these guys as best I can. Oh yeah, don't worry, by the way. I'm gonna be trying out a bunch of extra firearms as we go, because there are just so many really, really good weapons. So I'm gonna try out some other ones. I just haven't had the opportunity to get those yet. But where's the Lich, by the way? Where is he? He's probably not going to be here, let's face it. This is the front line. There's no way he's going to be here. But he literally basically just signed our death warrant in the defense. He killed me just by buffing his troops with speed. And he did also buff them with additional damage as well. But obviously that wasn't actually affecting them when they killed me. But you know, the fact is, it really makes a huge difference in general whenever units get speed buffs. And technically you can, obviously, you know, you can decide to disable magic if you want in sieges, because you might think it's too cheap, you know, you might think it's too powerful or whatever. And yeah, you know, that's absolutely fine if you think that. However, I personally feel like it is a natural thing to assume that you are indeed going to be facing magic in a siege. You know, I mean, otherwise, you know, you're going to be playing a regular Warband experience. I only have me and 3 other people. Soul Blight effect was ended. Okay, that's good then. I have no idea what that does. Okay, I'm going to have to shoot this guy. Let me see here. Nice. Boom. There we go. Kill those guys. Alright, now I just have to deal with this guy. Hopefully I can. Nice. Who am I being shot by? I can't see. This guy? There's only 4 enemies remaining. This guy is not the one shooting at me, I'm pretty sure. Okay, he's dead at least. Who's the one shooting at me? I can't tell. I can't tell. Oh, no, they're over there. Oh, they're over there. Okay, I think the Lich has actually been killed. So I guess we are in luck. But I just now need to make sure that I do not die at the last hurdle, because this is very clearly the last hurdle. So let's see. Where do I have to go? There's one here. There we go. Can kill him from around the corner. And there's the last fellow over there, right? Yep, there's the last fellow. So all I'm going to do is just going to reload real fast, and then I'm just going to snipe him when we have the opportunity to do so. Whew. Okay. Now, what's really irritating about this, by the way, is the fact that I was actually awarded this town, and now I have the possibility that that is not going to happen. Okay, so I'm going to take him prisoner, obviously, let's face it, I am going to take him prisoner. I'm going to be taking all of these dwarves because they're going to be going into my garrison once again. Where was that giant slayer, by the way? You know, when we were actually defending. Where's that giant slayer? Because I didn't see him fighting. I'm going to request that it be awarded to me again, but there's no way he's going to give it to me again. Pretty sure he's going to be like, oh, you know, you had your chance and so on and so forth. But yeah, it's very unlikely, let's just say that. It's very unlikely that he's going to give it to me again. So sad, so sad. Okay, there's actually a ransom broker here. Unfortunately, I don't have any prisoners. There were actually prisoners, but I didn't feel like they were going to be that that valuable, shall we say. Anyway, let's just get these guys in here. I personally feel like the Giant Slayer would be so incredibly powerful for us, but Well, I didn't see them anywhere, but maybe they just got murdered by the Lich or something like that. They've got some extremely powerful magic, of course. Oh, well, never mind. Okay, there we go. We were able to do this, and Skeezel obviously did level up. So what are we going to do? Well, I actually don't even need to get him more intelligence. I guess I maybe get him some more weapon master. I think that would probably make more sense. And he's actually using this at the moment. It might be good to get him a firearm as well. I mean, we do have a warplock pistol here, so I might as well do that. And then we'll go in here and, not in there, in here, and we'll buy some bullets. And I'm thinking we're probably, let's see here, warplock pistol. I'll buy another one, even though I don't have huge amounts of money, but I have enough money, I guess. And we're just going to be providing Skeezel with some cartridges, and I did actually buy some more, so I'd like to give that to Snuts, I guess. I mean, he's not really using anything specifically amazing, so we might as well do that. There we go. And basically that's what we're going to do. We're just going to be equipping our guys with you know, with guns and so on and so forth. I dislike when you do turn every battle into a bloodbath for our side. Yeah, me too, sir. Me too. But there was really nothing much I could do. And for me personally, I feel like I didn't actually turn it into a bloodbath that much. I mean, we had to take it back. Otherwise, what are we going to do, right? I mean, really, are we going to let them have it? Because I personally would not want to let them have it, but apparently he was not pleased. Let's just say that. Apparently he was not pleased. And I mean, yeah, I'm not pleased either, but there's, as I say, there's very little I could have done about that. I was literally defending against an overwhelming opponent, and I'm surprised I was even able to achieve as much as I did. So I think they should probably be kind of happy about that, to be honest. Otherwise, it would have just been a huge failure, you know, across the board, pretty much. Oh, there's Cyrus once again. I don't have enough money for the warpstone armor, by the way, so we're not going to be able to get that, unfortunately. It would be really, really cool if we were able to get it, but, well, as you've seen, we are capable of getting a huge amount of damage. Let's just see how much it actually is. I think it's like 35,000. Yeah, it's like 34,500. And as you can see, I have 14,800. So unfortunately, I won't be able to get it. But I am definitely going to be looking forward to getting it when we can. And is there actually anything else going on here? Ah, wait a minute. 18,000 to give it to him. Sure. That gives me the opportunity to now buy this thing. So why not? That was actually hilarious timing right there. Do I have enough? Oh no, you literally... Oh, they're grinding my gears right now. Oh, they're grinding my gears about that. Oh, that's hilarious. Okay. I certainly wasn't expecting that. Okay, that was a curveball, wasn't it? I was literally thinking to myself, oh yeah, we're gonna be able to buy the armor straight away. But no, we can't, because they delivered it to my treasury. Yeah, and I can't currently access my treasury unless I go to one of my villages, one of my fiefs, or the town, or whatever. Obviously, Nuln is not going to be awarded to me for quite some time, so... that was the ruler, after all, and I think that was a pretty decent... I mean, it's a deal. It's a good deal, don't get me wrong. It is a very, very good deal. But the problem now arises that we need to... Well, we're going to be fighting him again. Let's just say that. We're going to be fighting him again very, very soon. And it's going to be a rather dangerous endeavor. Because he's super strong, and he's probably going to come at us with a significant force. And yeah, you could see here, look at this. I'm making 6,400 every single week right here, which is actually very nice. And hopefully we're going to be able to continue making that. Obviously that's not going to be the case because the economy fluctuates up and down, but you know, it's still nice nevertheless. I would have made a huge killing actually if I had maintained ownership over Nuln until the wages came in. But you know how it is, sometimes that's just not possible, and in my case it definitely wasn't, because the vampires, they really wanted it. They so badly wanted it. Alright. Should I actually go over there? Oh yeah, by the way, I took this off screen, by the way. I took this castle again. I went in there. There was only like 90 troops or something like that. But it was actually pretty difficult. Surprisingly enough. It was actually pretty difficult. So I I did actually have a couple of issues. Nothing too dramatic. We ended up losing about 5 troops or something like that, which is really not that bad. Ah, Supreme Patriarch Balthazar Gelt. I'm thinking we'll probably try to attack him. I think this would be quite fun, mostly because I want to see what kinds of magic he actually has available. And he's going to be very powerful. That's a warning to us right here, because someone actually told me that he's the most powerful wizard in the entirety of the Empire. And yeah, well, let's just say that that's a bit scary. Okay, he cast Glittering Robe. Nearby enemy troops have increased damage protection. Okay. I'm not sure what that means, what kind of how much damage reduction they have is obviously up to debate, but I guess we're going to see. And how is the enemy actually doing right here? Okay, they're moving across. Okay, I have a lot of fodder, alright? I have a lot of fodder, and that is obviously great. But what I'm actually going to try to do is, if I can, I will try to snipe Balthazar. I think he's on a mount, right? I think he's on a mount. So if I can figure out which one he is, I think he's that one over there, right? Can I actually snipe him? That's the question. Highly unlikely I'm going to be able to snipe him. But I will be able to at least take people off their mounts. At least a little bit here. There we go. Nice. Okay, 3 of them off their mounts. Oh, we might be able to get a couple more. No, they're being annoying. Okay, well, that's great, isn't it? Glittering Robe effect has ended. Okay, now we can get that. There we go. Let's tell my infantry to charge in. Where is Balthazar? I don't see him anywhere. That's kind of interesting. Alright, well, I guess I don't have to worry about him too much. Really wish I had healing potions right now, but obviously I don't, so we're just going to have to make do. But yeah, I gotta say I'm not actually very impressed with the Empire units at all. I think the warrior priests are super strong, but most of these guys are, well, I mean, as someone very rightfully said, is that Balthazar right there? I think it is. I don't know where he is now, but I think I dismounted him. But yeah, anyway, what did I want to say now? Yeah, basically, yeah, so someone actually very rightfully said that if you think about it, the Empire is mostly humans. And, well, from a realistic perspective, that obviously means, you know, they're limited by, you know, human things, you know. I mean, yeah, sure, they do have some magic and things like that. You know, they have some bright wizards, I assume, and they got some other people, celestial wizards, and so on and so forth. But for the most part, they're regular troops, and I'm talking about regular soldiers here. They're not going to be anything special. They're just going to be regular people that have combat training. And instead, you know, they're fighting against extremely powerful troops in the case of, well, pretty much any other faction. You know, you fight the Chaos, for example, and pretty much all of their people are insanely massive, extremely powerful, very strong individuals. And so, you know, you think about it that way, yeah, the Empire is of course not going to be extremely not going to be extremely amazing or anything like that, but yeah, that definitely put things into perspective for me, because obviously when I think about the Empire, I think, oh, these guys are actually not that difficult to deal with, which I gotta say I'm actually really enjoying. I like that because, I mean, obviously, let's face it, you know, if you're having a hard time, which I am, kind of, I mean, let's face it, I mean, we're having a pretty decent time of things because obviously I'm not losing huge amounts of fiefs, I'm not on the back foot in any way, you know, I'm capturing additional fiefs for my faction and they're doing a fantastic job of expansion, you know, so that's obviously great. However, when it comes to obviously dealing with a faction like the Okay, yeah, I didn't want that. Yeah, anyway, as I say, when it comes to dealing with a faction like the Empire, it's actually super, super nice because it's a bit more of a refreshment. Because I don't actually have to deal with an insanely powerful bunch of undead minions that are significantly strong and very, very difficult to deal with. Like, for example, these guys right here. You know, the vampire counts. They're super powerful, and as I say, I was actually really surprised that they had so many more troops than just the regulars. Like, for example, okay, my experience, as I said before in the previous episode, my experience with the vampire counts is primarily from Blood Bowl and from the Old Realms. Because I didn't really, I haven't really played with them that much, you know. I haven't really dealt with them at all, pretty much, in a lot of the, you know, previous Warsword Conquest series. There was not really any need for me to do that, and/or I didn't really like them, or I didn't really feel a particular affinity to playing them, or anything like that. However, in the Old Realms and the amount of, you know, things that I discovered there, basically the way that the armies work is that they have a bunch of undead, and obviously the undead are the things that are, they're kind of like fodder, right? And then you've got the vampires, and these vampires are insane. They're the things that are going to be getting the kills, you know, and the undead are just kind of like the fodder and the meat shields for the more powerful vampires. At least that's what I have seen in the Old Realms. And that's what I've seen also in Blood Bowl to a certain extent, because obviously they have thralls, and you know, sometimes they need to feed on them if they fail their bloodlust roll, and so on and so forth. So, you know, the point is, you know, that's the kind of impression that I have gained of the vampire counts in that time, because I've always thought to myself, yeah, okay, as long as we don't let the vampires kill us, we should be fine. But that's obviously not the case. They are actually very strong in their own right from just using their regular troops. And I'm talking about the whites mostly. The undead, you know, monster zombie things. They're going to be super, super powerful, and indeed they are. They're actually remarkably so, because I wouldn't have expected that. And I guess that's just what, you know, that's what it comes down to, you know? That's what it comes down to. Because I guess that's the point. If they had made it, I'm talking about the modding team here, if they'd made it so that, you know, the vampires basically only had themselves and then a bunch of really, really weak infantry and archers and cavalry, then it would have been very difficult for the vampires to really do anything. Whereas obviously that might be a limitation in Warband, because obviously in Bannerlord it's a bit of a different situation, because obviously the amount of magic that the vampires can use is significant, and so that does make a pretty big difference to their overall effectiveness. And so you do see them actually being relatively effective at capturing territory and so on and so forth, just because they do have a lot of damage output in sieges, and they're able to consistently summon troops over and over and over again. So there's a lot of reasons why they would be extremely powerful in the Old Realms, whereas in this, they need that. You see, they actually need that additional sort of like meat for their armies, and that's the reason why they do have these white units, you know. Okay, otherwise we do have a ransom broker here. That's the reason why I actually took those prisoners. 3,700, actually very nice. We're going to be hiring all these guys as well, all the mercenaries. There's Cyrus. I don't have access to this just yet, which is actually still killing me inside, because I'm like, no, really? He's actually here now, because he was in Karak-Hern just a moment ago, and I was like, oh yeah, well, he's there. Okay, that's great. And I still can't get to a treasury. That's the point. You know, if I want to run away and actually risk Nuln being taken, which, I mean, technically I could, you know, I don't care about it that much, but I kind of do at the same time. I'm kind of thinking to myself, hey, you know what, maybe it would be really cool if we gained, you know, ownership over it again. That is a second town that we'd have available then, which would be extremely nice. But obviously that's it's a big if, isn't it? It's a big if. Okay, fine. I've placed some people there, so I'm going to go over to Coron, as that is indeed my town, and we're just going to see whether I can make it there in time. I don't know whether it's going to tell me whether Nuln... I'm going to accept this now. That's 15,000, even though technically I shouldn't accept this at all. But you never know. Maybe they're going to make peace or something like that, and then I'm going to lose out on all of that cash, which would be very sad. Okay, so here we are. We actually made it. Doesn't seem like my, or should I say, it doesn't seem like Nuln is actually under siege, you know, just yet. We've got 72,000. I think I have how much on me right now? 15,000 or something like that. So I'm just going to get another 30,000 or so, just to make sure. And then we're going to go into the tavern here, because you never know whether Cyrus has jumped already. He's probably going to jump very, very soon anyway. Oh, potion seller. That's absolutely perfect. Let's get the healing potions and the potions of knowledge. Ah, he's being very generous today, isn't he? Look at him. Alright, so he's actually deciding to give me the town. I'm extremely impressed with him actually right now, but as you can see, we actually have insane amounts of relation with the guy. So I guess that makes sense. And here we go, already being paid, and another 17,000 has just been added to the treasury. Absolutely fantastic. So let's go into the tavern. I highly doubt Cyrus is still here. Pretty sure that's absolutely impossible for him to still be here, but yeah, he's definitely not here anymore, which is hilarious because I have enough money now, of course, and this is obviously my town now as well, which makes it even funnier because that means that I have the ability to look at my Chamberlain. Yeah, what a classic. What an absolute classic. Okay, oh, Skeezel receives some characteristic points added to his profile. His determination to meet the standards that are demanded for a rat of Clan Rictus. He has been putting in extra training sessions at every opportunity. Alright, well that seems nice for him. Okay, that's great. And let's go in here. I mean, maybe Cyrus has doubled back. There's no way that he's doubled back. I'm gonna obviously check after this and see where he actually is. But yeah, he's certainly not going to be here. Plague Lord Skrolk actually wants me to go and help him. I'm not sure where he's at this point. I know that he was actually going over to attack, I think he was actually wanting to attack the last Dwarven town. Let's see where he wants to attack. He was close to Variano. Okay, that's kind of weird. Why is he there? Because that's all the... Isn't that over here? Yeah, look, it's all the way there. That's really weird because there are no enemies of ours near to that location. So that's very strange. I'm not sure where he's going to go or what he's going to do in that particular area, but I'm just going to let him do whatever, you know? I'm just going to let him do whatever he wants to do. Obviously, he is the marshal, so I can't really do much about that anyway, but one thing I want to do is I want to check this. Locate special people. Let's have a look where he is. Kar Sabah. That's all the way down in Tomb King's territory, right? So, yep, there it is. Yep, Tomb King's territory right there. Okay, yeah, that's absolutely impossible for me to get to right now. But there you go. We've got a town. I managed to defend it and then take it back. You know, it's so funny. I literally went through all of that anguish trying to defend so incredibly frantically, and then I end up losing it just due to some weird, you know, thing because I didn't have enough HP to actually interact with the, you know, with the siege. Oh, so funny. Anyway, that's going to be it for this episode. I thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.